Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, the Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we get into it, I want you to do me one small favor. I want you to hit that like button. I want you to subscribe. Definitely leave a comment. If you want to know when the next video is going to drop, hit the notification bell. What can I say? We finally broke that losing streak. 7 games, and we finally get that victory. We're on a 7-game road trip. So far, it's looking okay. We lost the first game, a heartbreaking loss. I'm not gonna lie to you. We supposed to won that game. Coaching mistakes, players not aware of what they're supposed to be doing. And the man made a lucky shot. I really can't say he was a lucky shot because he did get hot. It's like Julius Randle sparked something in that dude and woke up a giant, Cam Johnson. And the thing about it, when I left work that day, I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers, and I was basically talking about, the Knicks should come out with a victory because Booker wasn't playing and Chris Paul was out. And he was like, nah, man, you got to watch Cam Johnson. I was like, yeah, I know Cam Johnson been hot, but I think the Knicks can do what they're supposed to. And we was winning that game. You know what I'm saying? We was doing our thing for a second. Julius Randle, if he would have kept his cool, who knows? But that's yesterday, and we're going to talk about today. The Clippers we went into the Clippers' house on a 7-game losing streak. They had a 5-game winning streak. Matter of fact, they haven't lost a game in a whole month in their house. So I'm not going to lie, I was a little worried because the Knicks have a tendency to come in and lose to two inferior teams. And I know I just said the Clippers was on a 5-game winning streak, but they beat the Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers. And that's a 5-game, which is funny because that was our 5-game. Excuse me for a second, move my chair over. Like I said, that was a 5-game winning streak. They played the Lakers, the Rockets. First they played the Rockets 1 game, then they played the Lakers, then they played the Rockets again, and then they played the Rockets again, double back-to-back, and then they played the Lakers, and then they rounded off with the Rockets. And they beat them teams 5 straight games. So, yeah, they have been playing well because just before that they lost a game, but they had a 2-game out of that stretch. They had a 2-game victory. So out of a 10-game stretch, they won their last 7 games. The Knicks came in out of a 10-game stretch, losing their last 7 games. So, yeah, it still was looking in favor of the Clippers. I'm not going to lie to you, especially the way the Knicks been playing and the way I broke down the defense in my last video. Reggie Jackson has been. I mean, Reggie Jackson, his percentages are somewhere in the 30s and 20s when it comes to shooting from the field goal and 3-pointers, but he make them timely baskets. And then they have Batum and they have Zubac, guys like that. You know what I'm saying? My man PJ is out. Paul George is out. We know Kawhi Leonard is out. Rumors is that both of them are working. They could make a return before the end of the season. But I think that would be a waste of time. They bring them back in, they re-injure themselves. But let's get right back to this game right here in hand. The Knicks never trailed in this game. We had to lead from wire to wire, and at a point it got shaky around the third quarter. The Knicks was moving the ball well. For some reason, we had a 26-point lead at the one time. And it dropped down to 12 points real quick. And I'm not going to lie, we built that lead when Randle went on the bench. I'm not going to say Randle didn't have he should have, what he did in the last game, he should have came out and played with a little more heart. I mean, he did have a good game. He didn't get much points. He didn't score. I'm going to hit the stats a little later. He didn't really score, but he did pass the ball well. But he still was making his usual bumbling mistake. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks didn't have that many turnovers in this game, which is very well. But the turnovers that we had, he did have majority of them turnovers. Julius Randle, I continue to say that he should not be bringing the ball up the court. He should not be making decisions. It should be if he get the ball, he either going to shoot or he's passing or giving goal, something setting up. But he made some good plays tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. But for some reason, the Knicks dropped down to 12. They dropped down to the 12-point. Tiz put the young guys in. Gradually, he put them in, but when he got all the guys in, it's gonna have to put pressure on this Tibbs to play the young fellas more because they came out and did their thing. You know what I'm saying? They need. I'm gonna say excuse me for stumbling. I just think about what like that Walt Disney series. What if Tom Thibodeau would have been playing these guys more earlier in the season? Like what type of chemistry they would have, or how would the team be flowing? Like because you know it. Sometimes the teams get in a stupor. We go into that isolation or the curl, or the sideline, or Evan Foyer just hoisting up a 3-pointer from the corner or trying to break his man down on defense, and it doesn't work. But the young guys come in, they mobile. Sims, he don't really get that many points because, like I said, Tibbs don't run too many plays for the centers, but he do get rebounds. He's very active on the boards. Uh, he puts himself in a position sometimes. I know he'd be a little overzealous because you know what I'm saying? He haven't getting much playing time. And that's why I'm saying, what if Tom Thibodeau gave these guys enough time to assimilate to the NBA and right about from beginning of the season to right now, how would our team be playing? How would our bench be playing? Cam Reddish came in. Cam Reddish had a beautiful game. You know what I'm saying? Some might say in garbage time, but it didn't start off like that because he came and contributed in the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. He started hitting threes, making little moves. He got called for traveling twice, which I thought one of them plays was not a travel. Yeah, the young guys came out and they did their thing. I'm gonna go over to the stats right now, just so to help me out, help me out a little bit. R.J. Barrett, he had 24 points, 8 for 18. I mean, I always complain about. I'm not gonna lie, like as great as Kobe Bryant was. I said, yeah, Kobe Bryant get great, but he scored 27 points, but he took 28 shots. I like efficiency when it comes to basketball. But anyway, he had 24 points in 33 minutes, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. Um, he went 7 from the free throw line, which is very, 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 very good because we all know that's the free throw line is his nemesis when it comes to making them free throws. So 7 was a good night for R.J. Barrett. Evan Foyer, I don't know, man. I think for the rest of the season, I'm gonna be honest with you because not right now, but I was just thinking because I had liked that lineup of let me go. I got my notes over here. I like that lineup when it came in. We had McBride, Barrett, Quickly, and Reddish and Sims in. But I'm thinking about when Grimes come back. It wasn't gonna be no room, so I'm liking the way the young fellas is playing. But I'm thinking right now we should sit for the rest of the season. The way Fourier playing, one day he having a good game, a semi-good game, or whatever you want to say. 16 points his last outing. Then he come in and drop 7 points the next game. He's not consistent enough. I know we gave this guy a lot of money, 4 years, but that's not really a big contract in the NBA. Maybe we can get it off in the second year. But I think right now for the rest of the season, he should be sitting down. When Grimes come back, and we can start a starting lineup with because Julius Randle's going to be in that starting lineup. We could be Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Quentin Grimes, and because Tibbs is dead head on using Alec Burke as our point guard, I guess that'll be our point guard going through unless we get Derrick Rose back. We should be getting Derrick Rose back. But the Knicks right now, we like five or 6 games out of the play-in. It's 18 games left in the season. So we would have to do something to make a push. So if we was to make the push and get in that play-in, that's the lineup I would like to see. I would like to see Derrick Rose starting at point guard. R.J. Barrett is going to be our small forward, or Quentin Grimes could be our small forward. But we we need to have both of them out there, and it'll work itself out. But we know Julius Randle's going to be out there. Mitchell Robinson is playing like he knows a contract year, and if the Knicks don't snatch him up, somebody is. That'll be our starting 5. Coming off the bench, now here's the dilemma because Derrick Rose is back. What do we do with Alec Burke? Now, like I said, I want to see the young guys play. So according, if we can get McBride in there and see what McBride can really do, because McBride was averaging 29 points down in the G League. So, and I forget exactly how many assists. I don't have his stats right in front of me. But if he can be our point guard and come out and play the way I think he will, have Quickly on the shooting guard, Cam Reddish, our small forward, Obi Toppin come back in from that sprained hamstring, and we got Sims right there. That's a nice little running squad. We can sit Burks and sit Evan Foyer down, let them rest, or depending on how the quickly playing, how McBride playing, how Cam Reddish playing, we can bring even one of them. Alec Burks will come in and be that small forward, or Evan Foyer can come and be that small forward. Especially now, we can have Evan Foyer playing in second tier guys because them starters be burning Evan Foyer. Let's be realistic out here. Evan Foyer, he make a every now and then he make a nice savvy basket, but he get burnt on defense a lot because he's flat footed. Let's be honest, he just flat footed. He's not very mobile. So this is what I would like to see. But this is we make the play-ins. But if even we don't make the play-ins, then we just gotta go all out with the young guys. You know what I'm saying? But if we wasn't make the play-in, I think that's that lineup starting and backup will work out well for the New York Knicks. Yeah, this was a game that the Knicks had to take because if I go over to I'm gonna go over here for season performances real quick. The records. The Clippers do have a better record than the New York Knicks. They 34-31. The Knicks is 20. Well, tonight after that loss, they 34-32. The Knicks is going to be 26-38 against the spread. The Knicks was 24-39. They was 34-31 head to head. This is the first time they met for the year, so it was one for the Knicks. Home games. The Knicks away games, the Knicks are 12-19, and the home games they are 19-13, and they was on a 5-game winning streak, and we was on a 7-game losing streak. And our last 10 games, basically, actually, we was 1-9 in our last 10 games. They was 7-3 in their last 10 games. So the odds did favor them coming into this game, but the Knicks, the young fellas came out and they did their thing. League ranking for each team. Points scored per game, they was ranked 24th and we was ranked 27th. When it comes to points differential in the game, they ranked number 16th. We was number 22. When it comes to assists, they're 18, and the New York Knicks is dead last in the league. Steals per game, they ranked 15th. We at number 29th. When it comes to blocks, we're number 10 and they're 14th. When it comes to rebounds a game, the Knicks is 5th in the league. And they're 17th, which is surprising for me because sometimes we be stumbling and bumbling. And like I said, the last 5 games the Knicks lost. We lost to the Nets, Heat, and the 76ers twice, and then the Suns. That Sun game was a really heartbreaker. And as I explained earlier, the last 5 games Clippers won was against the Lakers and the Rockets. Like I said, they played the Lakers. I mean, the Rockets first, then the Lakers, then Rockets, then Lakers. And injuries, like I said, they had Jason Preston out, Jay Scrub, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George. For the Knicks, is Derrick Rose, Obi Toppin, and Quentin Grimes. I can't wait to get all these players is they should be back pretty soon. The way the team played tonight, Tibbs got to go back to the drawing board. He got to make some real decisions. You know what I'm saying? We got the Kings tomorrow night. Fox been playing well, and ever since that trade, they haven't. Let me check something right now, real quick. Ever since the trade, they have been playing decent basketball. But let me see, Kings, what their record is, right, real quick. Sacramento Kings, they 24-26. So we should come over this. Now, this is another win we should take. You know what I'm saying? 10-30 game. This is a game we should take. I'm not going to lie to you. This is a game we should take. You know what I'm saying? We're playing because the Knicks going to have, on this road trip, we got some teams that we're going to have to play. The Knicks going to have to play some real, we got tomorrow's Sacramento. Hold on for a second real quick. Sometimes my laptop be jumping around. Then we got Dallas on Wednesday. Then we got the Grizzlies coming up. And then we got the Nets. And then we back home against the Trailblazers and Wizards. And then the Jazz. And then we the Hawks. At least we get 4 games coming back home. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But this win was well needed. I hope it showed Tibbs that the young guys could play. Because in one of his interviews, he did say he played this guy because that's the best they had. I beg to differ. You're the coach, and I'm a fan. I see something different in the guys that you're in the gym with. See, that's why I'd be like, okay, maybe he sees something. He's in the gym, but nah. The man's stubborn. The man like who he likes. He want to play the way he want to play. But hopefully this opened the man's eyes. Hopefully management give him a talking to, like, yo, we got to play these young guys. Even if we start losing games or whatever, it's going to get them ready for the next season. And we got to see what we got. You know what I'm saying? We already know what Quentin Grimes can do. And it wasn't a surprise to me. I know a lot of people heard me say in one of my videos that Quentin Grimes would be the next Klay Thompson. But I think down the years to come, his 3-point shooting will improve. I'm not gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna wait and see. But I think his 3 shot will improve. We know where his defense is at. He makes smart decisions on the court. Coming into college, he was a point guard, but he had to be switched over because he was a little too slow to defend the opposing point guards. But he's a good defensive player and he's a good shooter. And I think he's gonna have a bright future in this NBA. And especially, I hope he stays with the New York Knicks. Um, Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish got a little working to do, especially on the defensive end. Everybody say he's a good defensive player, but his defensive awareness sometimes, I don't know, maybe because he look a little disinterested sometimes. Maybe because he was been playing. He get the ball, he going to the hole. But I like what I see from Cam Reddish, and I think if he get more playing time, he won't be as selfish and he'll move the ball around more. I just want to see this young group get out on the court and play a little more. All right, y'all, my fellow Nick Cave dwellers. I hope y'all enjoyed the game much as I did. A win is a win, and like I said, I'm gonna take any win I can get, especially after coming off a 7-game losing streak. And with that being said, I want everybody out there to stay healthy, stay safe. God bless and peace.